Once you know why you can't come,
legalized
you will not know
to some extent in medical, but besides that, I don't think it should be legalized in any other form.
What do you mean by some extent?
Yesterday was like literally the worst day ever.
I think for only like the cases that are truly like need it to actually like for the cases that need it, not just for the ones that it could be used, like if other things could be used, use those instead.
Okay, I think they should be used for both. They have a lot of tax revenue, and there's also a study going on, I think, about treating chronic epilepsy, which is also good. That's about all I know.
I think that it should be legalized medically because I believe that it actually can help some people, but I don't think recreationally because I think people are going to use it whether or not it's legalized, so it doesn't really affect anything if it's legalized or not.
I think that weed should be legalized medically and recreationally because it's your body, it's your business what you put in it, and to claim that it does things like hurt the body is like saying alcohol hurts the body, but that's legal as well.
I kind of think weed should be like cigarettes. It should be legal for people above a certain age for recreational use, but then also if you do need it for a medical reason and you are below that age, there should be
Ways to obtain it?
Yeah, certain ways to get it legally that you're strictly using it for medical use.
I feel like weed should be legalized for both medicinal and recreational purposes. Medicinal because, like what a lot of people say, it has a lot of medical advantages for people with seizures. And for recreational purposes, I believe it should be legalized because people should just have a choice.
Marijuana should only be legalized for medicinal purposes because there are so many diseases and like cancer type things that can be used to help relieve the suffering of people. Like marijuana can be used to help relieve the suffering of them. However, it should not be legalized for recreational uses because studies have shown that it can hurt. It can hurt, and it can also like destroy families because people will become addicted to it eventually, and it will tear people apart. Like I mean, I know some of my friends who have trouble with it, and it's hard seeing them go through everything.
Medical?
Yeah,
I'd say definitely yes, because I've heard about medical stuff that really doesn't affect like getting high or anything like that. And there's like people with seizures who definitely need it. For recreational, I'm really indifferent. I mean, people can choose what they want to do. It really won't affect me either way.
Okay, so I think it should be legalized for medical reasons because I know I have a family member who had this like really terrible disease, and the only thing that made her feel better was when she could smoke or have marijuana. And so I feel like you shouldn't have to suffer if there's one thing that's going to make you feel better and that's it, then I don't think you should have to suffer. But at the same time, I don't think it should be legalized recreationally because there have been studies that it can damage the brain, and I don't think that that's worth it.
Okay, well, weed. I definitely think it should be legalized for medicinal purposes because if it helps people like with sickness or whatever kind of thing it does do, I think that's chill. And then for recreational use, I don't know, maybe kind of, because like for the economic standpoint it's a good thing, but like on the other hand, I don't know. I don't know.
You don't have to name names.
No, yeah. I don't know. I think that's a on the fence kind of position for that because money is good, but like some people I know who do smoke weed don't make the best of choices while under the influence. So.
I think it should be legalized for medicinal purposes. I have really no background on this. I know it helps people with like seizures and like epilepsy. That's pretty much all I've heard on the news, so yeah.
I don't think it should be legalized at all because while I do agree that it does have a lot of economic benefits and stuff to legalize it, I think that it's an excuse for people who wouldn't do weed because it's illegal to do weed now, and they make like bad decisions and stuff. So I mean, I think it's an important thing that we could probably like run trials on it and like find out more about how much it helps people and then probably weigh like the benefits versus like the negative effects of it. And then I think that if it helped a lot more people than it hurt, then it would be okay to do it for
Medicinal.
Yeah.
I feel as if the legalization of marijuana would more than likely be a positive thing in the aspect of recreational use, because most people who use marijuana recreationally aren't really doing society a disservice. If anything, it's just like affecting them, much like alcohol and cigarettes would, but it's not as detrimental to their health. Plus, a lot of the money that we use to jail people is for petty misdemeanors and possession of marijuana. And the money that we're using to jail people for that could go into schools and infrastructure, and the taxes that they'd receive for it would also go into such things and resolving the U.S. debt.